Apparently, the experts think we're still frauds. Let's talk about it. What's up, Vikings Nation? Welcome to the Minnesota Vikings Syndicate. I'm your host, Trey Wicks. Now, before we get going, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. We have hit our goal of 700. Now we're only 20 away from 750, so make sure to hit that subscribe. So after the greatest game I've ever witnessed in my entire life, okay, the greatest comeback in NFL history, the experts still say that the Vikings are frauds. And guess what? I disagree. Okay? Cool. Yeah, we've had a lot of one-score games, and we're not really playing consistent football. We're 11-3. Okay? It's time to take that fraud, or that word that you use that says fraud, okay, and do away with it. Get rid of it. We're not frauds. We're 11-3. Okay? We won the NFC North. It's hard to do. It's hard to win ball games in the National Football League. Okay? So, let alone come back from 33-0. We are not frauds. We are a very, very good football team. And these experts are actually at ESPN, and Tyler Fornes kind of wrote an article and talked about why they think we're still frauds. So let's dive through it. It says ESPN released an article by Dan Graziano to try and determine who were pretenders and who were contenders. Now, he pegged the Vikings as pretenders, and his rationale is quite disappointing. Okay, it said, the Vikings are 11-3 and have outscored their opponents by 2 points for the whole year. Who cares? Yes, they have scored 351 points and allowed 349, which means they win, on average, by 0.14 points per game. That, folks, is simply not sustainable, especially against the kind of competition they'll face in January. The Colts aren't going to be there, for example. The Eagles, Cowboys, and maybe the Detroit Lions will be there. And their 3 losses are to those 3 teams by a combined score of 98-33. Sure, they beat the Bills and the Miami Dolphins and the Lions the first time they played them, and those are good wins. I once watched Cousins beat a talented Drew Brees-led New Orleans Saints team in the postseason in the Superdome, so I'm not one of those people who thinks they can't win with Cousins. I think they're tough and resilient and could probably win a game against any team. But 2 or 3 of them against the best teams in the NFC, I don't see how the Vikings' margin for error survives the postseason gauntlet. Okay? All right, you can keep thinking that, Graziano. We'll see what Tyler Fornes said, okay? He said, of course, it's not sustainable in a vacuum, but this analysis gives no context as to how they have won these close games. It doesn't include the elements of coaching that have helped take advantage of the opponents in the end game and how the team has spent a lot of time focusing on situational football. To just look at those 3 losses, 2 of them were rather demoralizing, okay, is just not good analysis. It's unfair to think that the Vikings, who swept the talented AFC East this season, will learn nothing from their losses to improve when the time comes to play again. Now, if you want to discount the Vikings, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Everyone else is jumping on the bandwagon, but if you don't want to, or if you want to do it, have some better talking points than just their point differential is sustainable. Why have the games been close? How do the Vikings find a way to win 10 times or to win one-score games? Good play in key moments is somewhat sustainable. How these games ebbed and flowed matters. How the Vikings won these games matters. Okay, it's not just about the point differential, Graziano. There are so many reasons as to why the Vikings are 11-3. Okay, let's talk about those and not just that one singular stat. Look, we're not frauds. Okay, Kings of the North, 11-3. Sure, we lost very bad to the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. We lost to the Detroit Lions the second game of the year. But look, last year we were losing these one-score games. We get rid of our head coach, we get rid of our GM, and bada bing, bada boom, we win those 1 games. Hence the reason why we are exactly where we are right now. Number 2 seed in the NFC, Kings of the North, and we're just going to continue to win and prove the haters wrong and say we're no frauds. Okay? We're no fraud. Now, if we lose in the first round of the playoffs, we might be, but we're still 11-3. Don't take that away from us. That is what the experts think, that we're frauds. I say, yeah, right. We're not. So make sure to drop a comment, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. We're only 20 away from 750. Have a great rest of your day, folks, and SKOL Vikes.